to A Walk on the Wild Side with me, Ian. Today we are talking about one of the top predators in the entire world, the timber wolf, which is also sometimes known as the gray wolf. Timber wolves are found on 3 different continents throughout the world, including North America, Europe, and Asia. They mostly live in the northern areas that have a bit cooler temperature. But they don't ever really have problems with it. They instead have these very thick coats that allow them to stay much warmer when it is cold out. The main type of forests that they live in are called temperate and boreal forests. The example that you'll sort of see in the background is a mix of the two. The main species of wolves found in the United States and much of the world are known as timber wolves, or are the timber wolves, but are also known as gray wolves, which is the more common name. They can live around the Great Lakes, in the Rocky Mountains, and further west towards the Pacific Ocean. And while they're called gray wolves, and you can see they're mostly gray in color, or generally, they are not limited to that. They can be a variety of different colors, including brown, they can be white, they can be black. All of these colors are actually very useful for camouflage when they're out in the wild and needing to hunt or find food or just hide and shelter down for the night, much like this guy's doing right now. Excuse me. Timber wolves usually live in packs. Each pack has an alpha male and an alpha female. In our simulation, we are currently looking at the alpha male, the alpha female in the background, and one of their pups behind them. Then they have several other wolves who follow them. Again, usually they're family members. So again, these pups are all related. All of these animals are related with the mother, father, and then their children. Wolf packs generally range in size from about 6 to 10 wolves. However, that's by no means the limit. They can be as small as 3 or 4 and as big as up to 30. When packs grow to the size of almost 30 individuals, it's incredibly rare, as it's dependent on there being a wide surplus of food, so being much more food than they need to be able to survive normally, and that's not a very common occurrence. Normally when you see wolves, they just have enough food for a small pack, but when you get enough food for these large, incredibly giant packs, then the youngest members of the group don't have to necessarily sit in or leave to go start their own packs, because there's plenty of food there. When there are multiple packs in an area and they can't form one of these big super packs, they instead communicate with each other by leaving markings for each other. They leave scent marks. And they do that via peeing. So they pee on things, and then the other wolves can smell it from a long ways away. They know what the smell means, and so they know to stay away from that area because it's already claimed by another wolf pack. Timber wolves are carnivores, and so they eat meat. They mostly prey on large herbivores such as deer, moose, bison, and oxen. They generally hunt by chasing their prey for a long time, waiting for them to get worn out before they eventually move in to completely and totally get their fill. When it's time for them to actually eat, they do have a special process. The alpha male and female, so the mom and the dad, are always the ones that get to eat first. Now, I don't know if your families necessarily work like that, but I feel like some people might get grumpy if they had to wait for their mom and dad to eat first every time. When they have wolf babies, the entire pack takes care of them, not just the mom and the dad. So pretend that you are, when you were a tiny little kid, and some of you might still be, when you were a tiny little kid, you were taken care of by your mom, your dad, your big sisters, your big brothers, your aunts, your uncles. I mean, that means you're going to have a lot of attention. The reason they do this, though, is so that all the different members of the pack can go out and hunt. They can get food, they can get relaxation, they can go look for water, they can go do other things while other people stay back and take care of the pups, so that everybody gets their share of the little pups, and everyone can have time away from the pups. The pups learn from all of the adults by playing with them and learning how to be a wolf. They learn how to hunt, they learn how to socialize, they learn how the social structure works, so they know that the alpha wolves are in charge, and they learn all of that from these interactions. I really hope that all of you guys learned a lot about timber wolves. I hope you learned something you can tell your parents, and hopefully I will have another video out soon, probably within the next week. I hope you all enjoy.